That's not good.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Toolizz for you, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
And I'm CPREDMOR on Ravelry, and I post as Knitting in Our Jeans on Instagram when I post. Why haven't I been posting? I don't know why I haven't been posting. I've been knitting. I can't wait to show you that. And I got my COVID vaccine today. So the pharmacist did say it's going to take about 2 weeks for it to be effective, but considering that we're going to be with a whole boatload of people next Friday, Thursday and Friday, I thought, well, I've got 3 days before we leave for Alexandria. That way I can get sick and get better again if it affects me poorly. Mm-hmm. I've been fine so far, and the second COVID shot, I would have had a headache by now, so I'm feeling great.
I was gonna say I got sick after both of them and the boosters I've had.
I did not get sick last year, so I'm so far not good. I'm fine. I get it at Walgreens, our local pharmacy, and it's a really overrun now because they closed the local East Meadow one because the rent went up. Mm-hmm. And so they just moved everything lock, stock, and barrel down to Belmore, and it's a smaller store. Mm. And so now you have twice as many pharmacy people coming in. I mean, when I go in, there's almost always a line. So if I'm picking up something, I try to be there by 8:45 in the morning because the pharmacy opens at 9, and that way I have a chair to sit in while I'm waiting for these, the louver window to go up. But anyway, I had an appointment for my shot, so I come in and they've got a new sign that says scan the QR code to sign in, and I had done all my paperwork online when I made the appointment. So that was done. I scanned my QR code and answered all the questions, which is basically, are you who you say you are?
Are you who you say you are, and are you not sick?
Right. And they came out about 5 minutes before my appointment, called my name, gave me my shot, asked if I wanted anything else. I said, no, thank you. I spaced my shots apart. I am going to call tomorrow to the allergist to see about a flu shot because we found out last year. Well, first of all, the allergist gets
egg-free.
Egg-free. No, not anymore. They get preservative-free. Because they found with the flu shot that was the preservatives in the flu shot that most people were reacting to. And I got the preservative-free flu shot last year, and I was fine. So I'm going to call tomorrow and see about making an appointment for the flu shot with the allergist. And I think that's all I need to do this year.
Nice.
So, yes, very nice. So it's funny, the summer seems to have gone really fast, or because we were up in Maine later, that all of a sudden it seems to be fall, which is okay.
I mean, September went really fast.
It did, and I'm not sure whether it's because we've been caught up with, Mom's funeral. Something wrong here?
You had a teal thread
in
your shawl.
Yes, well. Or what, or, I think my brain is suddenly kicking back in again, which sounds about right. Yeah, does sound about right. Tolls by mail. I don't think so, buddy. I pay my tolls as I go through with my little transponder, so someone is trying to scan me. Stuff. That's right, so we'll ignore him.
Good.
But anyways, fall seems to have come pretty fast.
Yeah.
As you know, I finished the dinosaur sweater. Shall I show them what I've done with this second?
Well, I have finished a thing.
Oh, well, please. Yes. Let's go with our finished object.
I have finished a thing. You were just rambling, so I let you ramble.
Well, I was talking about shots and healthcare,
yes,
and I think that's important.
It is. So get your shots.
Yes, get your shots.
So I finished my Stratified.
It looks really nice.
I haven't blocked it yet, so I think it'll probably grow a little bit. But yeah, I'm really pleased. It is as per pattern for the body length, which is really nice.
For many people, it's cropped.
Yeah, it is considered the cropped, but you'll see it comes to under my waistband of my jeans. I will grant you that these are the high, like these are the super highs from Old Navy.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I mean, the top of my jeans are here. So, like, that's pretty...
Elizabeth is short-waisted like her dad is.
I'm long everywhere except here.
Yeah, exactly. She has his long arms and his long legs. And I scramble to keep up with them. But, yes, so she can wear these things that are 10 and 11 inches, whereas I really need them to be 13 or 14 inches. Because I don't want to be leaning in any direction and have my belly show.
Yeah.
I'm just not that girl.
I mean, it depends, but I mean, this will grow a little bit, and also I think it's a good size.
I think it's great to wear to work.
Yeah, the sleeves are not as long as they should be as per pattern, but that was because of yarn reasons. I only had a skein of each color, and of the gold color, I think I had like 9 grams left. If you give me a second, I can look it up. But yeah, I had very little left at the end. Let me see if I can pull it up.
It's very frustrating.
I mean, that is also why I did do the body and completely finished the body before I did the sleeves, because I wanted to know what I could do here. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, I had 4 grams left. I have 9 yards left of the gold. And then of the purple, I have 19 yards left.
So, of course, you did in purple.
Well, so I finished out the stripe pattern.
Right.
And I was like, well, I don't think I have enough to do. So I would have had to I did 7 rows here, but I didn't have enough then of the gold color to do the 11 rows that would have been required next. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do the inch ribbing down at the cuff, and I think it looks really cute. It does pretty much match the, like, where it ends on the body of the sweater. They are meant to be longer. I think they're meant to be more of a mid arm,
3/4
like
length.
a 3/4 length for the cropped sleeves, but I think it's really wearable. This is really lovely. It was really lovely to knit with.
Oh, that's great.
I got the yarn in Rhinebeck of 2022, so
very nice.
I used stash.
That's great.
Like, we're really loving it.
Yeah.
And I'm really pleased. I was worried. I said it to Ben. I was really worried when I made the swatch, which I think I showed you all.
Yes.
I was really worried that the amount of the gold and the amount of the orange would, like, wash me out.
It looks great.
But I think it worked out really well.
I think
and
the
I'm
amount
really
of purple
pleased.
and teal is really nice.
So
it's really good.
Yeah. I'm very pleased.
That's great. You know, I wanted to say something. Most of the YouTubers I watch ask people to register or sign up for the website.
Mm-hmm.
What is it called?
To subscribe on the YouTube?
We have managed to get a little over 500 subscribers, of which we are gobsmacked. Because we've never asked anybody to subscribe.
No, in the beginning we definitely
did
ask our friends to subscribe.
That's right, but it was face-to-face.
It was.
And in fact, one of my classes said, but if we subscribe to your website, do we get extra credit? And they did. They got 5 points. 5 points in a 1,200-point class is like, but if it makes you happy, sweetheart, that's fine. So if you feel like subscribing, we'd love to know about you. But that's all I'm going to say about it because, hey, we're just thrilled that there's people watching. Anyway, I have been working. Let's see, what did I do with it? All right, do you see the bag that I brought up?
Yeah, it's all the way behind you.
Okay, thank you.
There you go.
We move the chairs around when we get settled up here. And I'm never quite sure what I've done with what I brought up. I don't want to break the yarn. I'm knitting this with yarn held double. So I want to make sure that I don't break the lace as I pull it out of the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I have finished the body, and I have done the back.
It's so cute.
Now, the original pattern has lace going up all of the shoulder. I don't like that.
Okay.
And the reason I don't like that is I feel that it doesn't give it enough structure.
Okay.
Because we all know that lace is kind of airy-fairy.
Depends. You can have more structural lace. This lace is airy.
Thank you. So, and I felt that this is going to be worn by a little girl who's rather active.
Rather.
So I wanted something that had a little bit more body to it than the lace going up to a 3-needle bind off at the shoulder in lace. So I elected to, and I'm going to do this in the front too, so that at the shoulder it will be stockinette stitch meeting stockinette stitch. So this is the back, and I have finished the back. I'm supposed to be putting this on waist needles, but really I can do this because I'm just knitting back and forth on the front. You can see that I have done 6 rows of the front, and these mark off the pattern repeats so that I can keep count and make sure I don't lose any stitches. I think I have to go, this is row 6. I believe I have to go to row 41 to get up to the 4.5 inches to where you do the neck decrease. I will say that I think in trying to think of how to write a pattern, top down, it's a little more difficult for me to think about how to write a pattern top down with that neck involved. And obviously what you do is you can do a provisional cast on and, you know, have it come over and then come around and pick up. Or you can start further down and do increases and meet in the front. I know I've done that with the Alphaba. Does that. It kind of starts about here and then you slowly do increases and finally it meets and then you're knitting in the round. So it's a little harder to think about how to write it. But I think it's more fun to knit.
Top down.
Top down. That's me. That's just me. So anyway, I did what I said I was going to do. I think I did what I said I was going to do last week, which was finish the back. And I'm hoping to get to the neck decrease or the neck bind off tonight. And that would mean then that I could finish the front tomorrow, Monday night, Tuesday night. I'd like to do that and then be working on the sleeves by Wednesday. If I can get to the sleeves on Tuesday, let's see what the sleeves look like. It would be way cool.
Yeah.
They're short sleeves. Cool. It would be way cool to have this done before we go down to Virginia.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find a picture of the sleeves. There's like 20-some pages of this thing that did not print well. Ah, yes.
It's a tiny sleeve.
It's just, that's why the lace pattern keeps increasing as you go up. So my lace will stop here. So actually be a little bit more visual interest by going to stockinette stitch. Not upset at all about this. Not at all, because I do think it needs more structure.
Okay.
That's an adult. Somehow I think their neck decreases are different than my neck decreases because I've got a longer... I'm going to reread this pattern. I think I've got these things too long. I think they need to be about like this. It might have been, instead of 5 inches from the beginning, 5 inches from the beginning of the yoke. But since I didn't bind them off, I can fix it. That would be real cool. I could finish the front tonight.
Transfer front stitches to the folder, spare cord. Continue over the back. Continue working lace pattern. Then for armhole shaping in every other row, decrease 1 stitch at both ends of the row. As follows, a total of 2 times according to round 3 through 6 of the yoke lace pattern. Continue an early established pattern working increases at both ends of the row as shown on the chart. At the same time as the armhole shaping, when the piece has reached a height of
so total
4 inches from beginning of armhole shaping.
And that...
Bind off the middle 17 stitches.
Right, that's this.
Mm-hmm.
Then...
For the neckline, bind off as stated. When the armhole has either reached...
That's what I've done.
5 something or the desired depth from the beginning of armhole.
Don't you
work
love
the
it?
shoulder sloping as follows.
Okay, that's what I didn't do. So it needs to be only this.
Oh, there was a bug on my face.
Oh dear. So I need to take this out down to about there.
Yeah, because you should only have from the beginning of the
from that
you should only have like 5.5, 5.7
5.7. I had 13 millimeters. This itself,
centimeters.
Yes, this itself is 13 centimeters.
Oh yeah.
So I misread it as usual.
That's okay.
But it's fine because since I didn't bind it off.
Yeah.
So really, my shoulder is there. Cool. I could finish the front tonight, and there's no separate sleeves.
You're making a 5-year-old size? Yeah,
Yes.
that should be a total of 5.12 inches.
Part of the problem is the fact that printing's crap.
Yeah. Mine, I will, yes, the printing is the problem.
Thank you.
If you were doing it off of the digital or
I've been trying to
do
do back and
print,
forth, so of
then,
course
yeah.
it's a little more difficult.
A little bit.
But anyway, that's great. So there's no sleeves.
No.
I could finish this by Tuesday night.
No, look at you.
And then I could pick up one of these things.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen the mess that's over here. The cacophony of yarn.
There are things we've talked about, though.
But anyway, I thought I looked last night at my Ravelry and the projected projects.
Mm-hmm.
And I could pick up any one of the number of things that we had picked up at Rhinebeck.
Mm-hmm. Or that's there.
Well, this was from
Rhinebeck a few years ago.
No, well, this was actually...
Oh, that's Nerd Girl.
The idea was to make a jacket from Vogue.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see. Remember this? We talked about this in January. So
yeah.
I could look at my jacket patterns and see about that. And
or the black, the gray and purple. Right here.
This?
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
That was for the diagonal.
That's that's DK though, I thought. That's DK.
This is DK. So I have lots of patterns I bought on Ravelry.
Yes.
So I could see what I could do with 6 skeins.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. So some kind of yoke and a body and sleeves. That would be pretty.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to fix that. I'm so glad I showed it to you all because it didn't look right. But we'll fix it, and it's easy to take out because it's just sitting on the needles.
Mm-hmm.
This is great. This is great. I'm very excited.
I was going to say, so I worked on this. I worked a little bit on my other sweater. Not enough really to show anything. And then I've got 2 more squares of the blanket done.
Great.
And so I'm thinking, it's currently 5 blocks wide.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be 7 blocks tall.
You could make it 5 by 5.
What about 5 by 4? Let's see how big that is and then assess. I don't think I need to make it the full 7, is my thought.
I don't think so.
Because
I would go to 5.
For some reason, this is DK weight yarn. Even worsted weight yarn. It's not a difficult pattern. Like, you were just knitting, you're knitting 1 row, purling 1 row. You're gartering the round. It should be going decently fast. It's not. And I think it's the purling in the round part that's slowing me down. But it's a little frustrating because I would like to get it done. I would like to gift it.
Yep.
But yeah. So all right. So I'll finish this row. I'll start the 4th one. We can
I would go
discuss.
to 5.
Okay.
Because
then it's a square.
Then it's a square.
Well,
and
second, it's a decent size.
No, because you don't just drape things over a baby. You generally tuck them into the stroller.
Right, but I was also thinking as like a lapkin. Like it's a pretty decent size. Also, like for when the kid's like toddler and, you know, curling up on the couch kind of size.
I'm just saying. I think 5 by 5.
Right. So 5 by 5. Okay. So
yes. And I managed not to order any yarn today. That's a major accomplishment.
Good job. I bought yarn by proxy yesterday.
How'd you do that?
It is, we forgot to mention, sorry about that, y'all, that this weekend was New York City Yarn Crawl. And Explorer Knits is at Brooklyn General.
Okay.
And they have a color called That's My Jam. It's a very me purple. So at least a skein of it is coming home to me. I did not feel like going outside yesterday and dealing with the rigmarole.
It's been drippy here.
Yeah. There was a front that was coming to hit the southern United States. It was not a hurricane or anything, just a front. It hit the hurricane, bounced off, and is hitting us right now.
Yeah, I ended up with a small headache yesterday.
I've got a small one.
Not terrible.
No, but not great.
Right. So how did you like our new doors?
I like your new doors.
I like our new doors too.
But yeah, so that's what I've been knitting.
That's great. And you can see what I've been knitting like a fiend. I need to get patterns printed so I can read them. That would be a plus.
I was going to say, yeah, so I have the test that I'm working on.
Okay.
And then I have I have the bouquet that I have that I've swatched for.
Okay.
And then I have another idea for another sweater.
What? That
I want to show you.
Okay.
So, we all know that I enjoy color work. We don't know why I enjoy color work, but I do.
Yeah.
So, Pacific Knit Company, Pacific Knit Co. does these pattern sets called Doodles. And they have a whole bunch of autumn, and so they have 3 autumn sets, a haunted set that they just released, and a spellbound set that they just released. And I'm thinking of pulling motifs from each of those.
Yeah.
So I'm showing Mom the autumn doodles. So like I like the ghosties from that one, and I like the cats. And then in like the haunted one, I like
the house.
I like the house. I like both the houses, but I'll end up choosing one. And then I really like
ghosts.
There's I like the bats. I like the other ghosts better. Okay. I think. And then the tombstones, I do like. So like, cause they have both, they're pretty great. And then like with the spellbound, I could do like, they have really good skulls.
Fantastic.
And ravens. And like, so that's kind of where I'm thinking. And I'm waiting to hear back, but also I might end up just doing it. So last year, we all remember that I bought a mini set from Lambstring. This might be the contrast colors, because I think that would be really cool. And then she posted her Indian Tangled color.
Ooh.
And it's beautiful. So I'm waiting to find out if she's also going to have it at Indie, like separately, or if I definitely have to pre-order.
Are those going to show up against that?
I think they will. I think most of them will. I think maybe these two won't.
Right, the middle.
The middle, I think, will. I think the brown will, because it's enough. Like, I think most of it will.
I think it's lovely.
And so that's my thought. I don't know which pattern yet I will do. Like, I have to use a pattern as, like, the base for it. I might end up using Festival Doodle by Caitlin Hunter, because it's already a color work in, like, it's all over color work in, fingering weight.
Mm-hmm.
Or I will use the Meiju one that I've already knit. Just to give myself kind of a thought. And to kind of figure out my patterning.
Mm-hmm. So cool.
But yeah, I was like, spooky kind of, because also we all know I really like the subtle color work stuff, and I think that would, like, there might, like, the ghosties obviously will be in the white one, but like they don't all have to be so obvious,
right?
So that's a thought. I have to figure it out a little bit further. I have to find out if I have to pre-order that yarn or not. But I'm very excited by this. And like the Pacific Knit Doodles, the charts, the downloadable charts are like $5, $7, something like that. Great. They also were having a little bit of a 2 for 1 or 3 for 2 kind of deal. So, got a few.
Yeah, I noticed you have a few.
Yeah. I also got the fantasy one because of the dragons. Hold on, let me. Not those dragons. I like those dragons, but they have other dragons too. They have those dragons.
Oh, wonderful.
They're not going to be part of, more of a wyvern. A flying wyvern, an overhead view. Yes. So, and they have unicorns. So yeah, I thought they'd be fun.
Fun to stick in something.
Maybe to put on hats or something. They typically do like cowls and things. But I figured you could put them in anything. So that's what I think
Sounds
might
great.
end up doing. Yeah. I have lots of ideas. Not enough time to knit them all.
Right.
But it is nice to have
mojo back.
But I don't know if it's back, but it's at least going.
Right.
So
our patterns should be up on Asylum Fiber this week.
Oh, nice.
Sometime, yes. I heard back from Stephanie, and our website is functional.
Yay!
So if anybody wants to go there, and because
it'll be down in the doobly-doo.
Well, if you go to Asylum, she will have a link back to our website.
Mm-hmm.
She is not selling them. She is forwarding you to our website for the patterns. But we've finally gotten everything operational. I have made sure that anybody who's done a test knit, as far as I know, has gotten the full-fledged pattern up in their RAVELRY. I had to do it kind of a backdoor way.
That's
but
fine.
we did it. So that's done. So we'd love to have you come, check it out, look at it. If I finished this, I probably should redo the additions, but I'd like to. I could redo the additions with the yarn that I bought the other day.
You could. I mean, that's part of the plan. Or you could start something for yourself.
I could.
I think you deserve that.
That would be fun, because writing patterns for me is difficult. Let's just put it out there. The ideas are easy, and the knitting is easy. The writing of the patterns is, for me, difficult. I'm dyslexic. And it was difficult doing computer coding, because it was very hard for me to write computer code the same way twice. So that's some part of the difficulty when it comes to writing patterns. I have tons of ideas. It's just a matter of getting the ghosties out of the way to be able to write the pattern. I decided with Denise to Northern Lights Fibers. That yarn company's going out of business. And they had some of their handmade shawls or shawls made with their yarn for deep discount.
So samples.
Deep discount. So I bought one of those for Denise, and it should be arriving this week.
Lovely.
Yes. So one thing for Christmas I didn't have to make. That's a positive.
It is.
But it means the hooded cowl is no longer like immediate, so I could do this.
Yeah.
That would be pretty.
Yeah.
That would be very pretty. Well, let me finish the pink thing, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Anything else, my dear? As we have mentioned before, we'll be at Indie Untangled.
Yes.
She'll be running around. I'll be in the registration booth.
Yeah.
What else?
We'll be at Rhinebeck proper as well.
Yes.
So we'll see you there. Please stop us if you see us.
Now, next weekend is what?
Next weekend is the funeral.
Right, and the weekend after that is not Rhinebeck.
No. So we may
be back.
We may do something.
Yes, we may be back in 2 weeks. If not, we'll be talking to you over Rhinebeck, Indy and Rhinebeck.
Yeah, we'll talk to you. We'll come home and record. We usually don't record at the house.
No, but we could. I mean, we could
We'll
do
see.
like a Friday night and do an Indian Tangle type of thing.
Maybe. Let's see how we feel. We're usually exhausted.
We usually are just wrung out.
And it is longer this year.
Is it?
Yes, because we have
The third leg.
The third barn. We've added a half hour, so it adds 2 hours to a whole day.
So we're not leaving till like 7:30, 8
6.
o'clock. 6.
So like so.
Yeah, we'll have to.
We'll figure it out.
We don't have a whole lot to box up at the end.
No.
So
at the end, we're usually okay.
Right. We're busy on Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, it's exciting times. It's getting to our yarn festival time. I'm going to bring all kinds of clothes to Indy and Rhinebeck because you never know whether it's going to be hot or cold.
Nope.
We have been standing there when you can see snow outside on, what is it, the oak tree, the maple tree?
The maple tree.
The maple tree. And we've been out there when it's 80 degrees.
Yep.
So, bring whatever knitted objects you want, be they wool, be they alpaca,
Cotton.
or be they cotton or silk. We'd love to see you, and it's really getting to be an exciting time of year. Now I'm going to go and pull out an extra 4 inches
Of that sweater.
of that sweater on each side. Yeah, it's not terrible.
No.
It's not terrible at all.
No.
So I'm good.
But yeah, with that, I guess I don't have any more ends to weave in because I wove in the ends.
She did. Yes, she did.
I didn't block it, but I did weave in the ends.
I do have ends to weave in. So we will see you maybe in 2 weeks.
And if not, we'll see you in 3.
That's right.
Hopefully we'll see you in person in 3 as
That'd be
well.
so cool.
See you all then.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye.